All right, I'm over here in the shed next to my house where, the fertilizer wagon is stored for the winter. My fertilizer spreader. I got to get the trucks out, get them ready. I brought over a handful of wrenches because I don't remember what size it was, but I unhooked the battery cable in this truck this year, the Freightliner, because every time I go to pull it out, it's dead. So we'll see if that helped. Now I gotta crawl in there and get to the battery box. But while I'm doing this, anybody wants some cheap tires, I have 4 Goodyears. Pretty sure they were Goodyear. I'm never a fan of Goodyear. Yep. That came off of the 8235 when I put new tires on it there a couple of years ago. You probably can't read that, but they're 480 80R 50s. Not horrible. Still have some tread to them. I don't know. Anybody's looking for some 480 80R 50s? Cheap. Obviously they're inside here. Let me know. So you can either let me know here, email me, message me on Instagram, whatever. And I don't know if I'm gonna sell these yet, but I didn't use them this year. 18438 duals. These ones I obviously use with the extensions on the planter tractor, but those I haven't used. I don't know. I might sell those too, just to get them out of here. But anyways, I'm gonna crawl in here where it's, dark, so you probably won't be able to see, and get my battery hooked up, see if it'll start. Alrighty, so much for that idea. It makes no sense because the batteries will stay charged all fall long. Don't usually ever have to jump it. But the son of a bitch, I just hooked up the battery cable. Nada. So now I will walk back over to the shop, throw the battery charger in the back of the Gator, bring it over, and hook the battery charger up for, I don't know, leave it on overnight or something. Check it in the morning. I don't know. Son of a bitch. And of course, obviously I can't get the Ford out till I get the Freightliner out. So, got to get that running. Yeah, so going out to put the battery cover back on the Freightliner. It started without the battery charger. Don't ask. Major brain fart on my part. Helps if you hook both cables back up. Yeah. It was dark. It was crowded. I hooked up the positive. I forgot to hook up the negative. So, yeah, I need 2 hands to do this. So, I'm an idiot sometimes, I know. Alright, battery cover on. Yes, the battery cover's broke, but it is what it is. Well, the Gator needed fueling anyhow, so I brought that over. Gotta have some excuse for being an idiot. So now I can fold my cords back up, throw my battery charger back in the Gator, put some fuel in that, get it out of the way so that that truck can get back in here, get that one running, back that one back in over there. But yeah, my flashlight I need a new flashlight. My little flashlight here, something's wrong with it because it's been banged around too many times. It kept cutting out. It's got new batteries. So I was messing with that and just basically brain farted that, would help if you actually hooked both battery cables up, stupid. So, yeah, that'll give you haters something to hate on. Alright, I pulled that one back in. Shit, I was going to bring over a magic marker because I need to mark something inside. The way this box raises and lowers on this one, and there's quite a few of them that are starting to go to it. It's belt driven from the engine. That's basically your PTO button that you're looking at. So to the left, to raise, I already checked it, it all worked. Except for the little light that normally comes on, ain't on. I'm not tearing the switch all apart for a stupid little light. I will take a magic marker and write on, which will be to the left, off, which will be to the right. We already know that, but just to be on the safe side. Checked all the fluids in this. I got to put some 50/50 in the radiator. Yes, I know it's dark in here. I only have 3 lights in this old shed, but it is what it is. So I'll put some cool guard in, see if this old hog will start up. And as you can tell, that is now out. That is backed in. We backed this one in at an angle because of that auger, because it's a hair taller than that one. But ran good, checked the box, it raises, everything's the way it's supposed to be. So trucks are ready. You know, the only thing I didn't check was lights. I'm gonna go do that now. All right, I'm in my little computer room and my heater just kicked on. So that works. Getting out my testers. Got another one down there I'll get out in a minute. This is a 500 gram weight. Checking my scale, 499.3. They're never perfect, but you know, 7/10 of a gram. Yeah, we're good. So we'll turn that off. I got my computer hooked up. So I'm now turning that on. And the reason for this, and I've got it set at a, you know, if I turn it down, it kicks off. If I turn it up, it kicks on. I got this set at a certain temperature because you do not want that thing getting very cold. And for the next 2 months, the hell was that? And for the next 2 months, that can happen. It can get cold. So I'm waiting for this to kick on. It's got to go through all of its, you know, starting up and all this horse manure. So just to give you all a rough idea of what I know, I'm trying to put this weight back in its little bag, and I'm got you looking every which way. Screw it, I'll do it when I'm not filming. Just gotta tell you what you're doing. All right, so here's all the different, you know, things. Obviously start means what it means to get the dryer going. You know, enables me to load from the wet bin into the dryer, the fan, the burners, the unload auger. Not sure why that's on. But then there's a, oh, this is the screen that we will see. We finished with corn last year, so it's on corn. Obviously it's reading zeros on everything. But, so all of this I will show you when we get going, because it's just too hard to try to explain it now when it's not actually running. For all of you newbies, if you want, go back to last fall's harvest, and probably about this time of the year when we were getting everything ready, and you'll learn all this stuff, because I'm pretty sure I did it last year. Alright, as far as the testers go, I have 2 testers that I use. I'll turn this one on and you'll see that it obviously was on corn last, because that's what we finished after it goes through all of its BS. And it reads corn. I know, it's hard to see with the lights in here. Turn that off. No sense turning the scale back on. This one, as you can tell, was on corn last because we finished with corn. So my last test was 14.6 last year. My average of 3 was 14.8. And it was 54.1 pound test weight. That tester doesn't do test weight. This one does. That's why I use 2. And it's nice to see how they vary between the 2 of them. So, but I'm just going to turn this monitor off for now. There's no sense in it running. Leave that so that it can kick on nights or even days when it's chilly like it is today. My pails I'll explain to you when we get going. Wet and dry, taking samples and whatnot. So yeah, so this part's ready now. We've got the computer and everything. I'll come out here to the dryer because I turned the main breaker on, obviously, and yes, the lights inside the dryer are on like they need to be. So I actually think the service light's on too, which you're supposed to turn on when it's cold, so I guess it's not gonna hurt to be on. I still gotta grease this. Preston, my cousin's coming over this weekend to grease the leg. We're gonna do that sometime here the last couple days, but you know, you see how beautiful the weather's been. There's my nice puddle underneath the wet bin. I guess I can put the bottom trap door back in this. That was sitting up here. Actually, I think I'll let it sit up there for another day to dry off some before I put it back in there. So, God, everything's wet. I want to mow around the bins and stuff here one more time too, but tomorrow Barb and I will get the wet bin auger set up to the wet bin here. Get the auger out back set up. I don't know if I'm going to set this one up yet. This one we normally swing in underneath this unload for this corn bin. I may not do that one yet, only because I have corn and beans both contracted for fall because I don't have enough storage. So if I get beans that are dry enough to go right out of the field where I can just load the cart and the trucks up and then auger it in, you know, dump it into an auger right into a tractor trailer, I might do that. So I might leave that one out because it doesn't take that long to just swing it underneath here into the hopper. So all right, another thing accomplished.
I'm not sure I did this.
Making Michael Brash happy.
Yeah. Okay, hang on.
Putting the new windshield wiper on the back of the 8235. And between the two of us, it was, you know, I would be the one that would fall off the tractor, so that's why she's up there.
Yeah, except now I gotta figure out I'm being real.
She has better balance than me.
Oh, yeah, I should have gone that way with it. Son of a beach. Come on.
The combine is on the way. They said so. My cousin Preston is on the way, so we can get that greased. So while we're waiting, we're making you happy, Michael Brash. Putting the new windshield wiper on. Okay. Cousin Preston pulling the pail up with the grease gun. The wrenches for the shield. The lithium grease spray for the chain. To get the top of the leg greased and ready. Come on, on zoom. Getting that job done. Talking to the camera. Barb thought I was talking to her. So, the one thing on the farm, I don't climb the leg. Not good for the old vertigo. So, Preston comes and does it for me when it needs doing. All right. As you can see, the new corn head is here. I like that option. That's screen thing there to keep shit off the feeder house of the combine. We got that auger set up, which feeds both bins out of. That one's a son of a bitch, especially the older you get. And it's just me and her doing it. Got the one set up here to the wet bin, which that one ain't so bad, even though you gotta go so high, because, and I've shown this in previous videos, but for you newbies, you take a bolt and you weld it on the opposite side of the crank, and then you put a drill in. So that's a lot easier than cranking your ass off by hand. And yes, it is here. CR 7.80. revelation. It got dirty getting here, as you can see. So before I put it in the shop for now, I'm gonna take it over, give it a quick bath. So the mechanic that brought it out, drove it out. We spent a little time going through things, but obviously this side didn't get quite as dirty. We will go through more things when it comes time to hit the field. But so one thing I noticed between this and the deer, the cab is a little smaller, which is not a big deal. The deer cab was a little wider, but I don't like people anyhow, so I don't want people riding with me. And I'm not going to show you today, but underneath the buddy seat, you flip the cushion up, there's a refrigerator. Yeah, little mini cooler, you know, it can pull out too. You can actually take a cord that comes with it to plug it into the cigarette lighter of your vehicle if you want to take that cooler with you. So that's nice. But I took the plastic off the buddy seat. I left the plastic on the driver's seat for now. I don't know whether I'll keep it on, take it off. We'll see how much it annoys my ass and if it's slippery having it on. But like I said, I know nothing about this. This is a whole new experience, but then again, when you upgrade combines, even like deer to deer to deer, you know, they're always something they gotta change and make different. But he went through some of it. The principles are all the same. I just have to learn, you know, everything. I have to learn what my settings are on this. They did some factory settings for beans. Not sure if we'll start with beans. I'd like to, but we'll find out. So, but there she is. So twin rotor, and like I said, she's a little dirty. For those of you that are curious, the 7.80, which is their new model the last few years, they did away with the 6.9. This is 375 horsepower. My S650 was 300. So the S760, the new upgrade in deer, was 350, I think, 340 or 350. But mother deer was a little ridiculous, so that's why we have a yellow one now. So there she is. Augers are up. The one auger's not, like I explained to you, I think, in the last video. I'm gonna wait, so if we move stuff out of the field, fire extinguisher, I didn't look to see if the fire extinguisher was up. Oh, and Jeff, yes, with the extensions up, I think it just fits in my shop. Of course, I'd have more room if I hadn't, you know, heated the front and put the ceiling in. But with the bubble up auger up, no, it doesn't. So we will have to put the bubble up auger down whenever we are pulling it inside. Something else to remember. I asked the guy on the way here, I think he said 21 point something mile an hour, 21.5 mile an hour with the tracks. Yes, tracks tend to be a hair slower than tires, but still 21 miles an hour in one of these things, that's plenty fast enough when you meet the retards on the road that, you know, don't want to get over for you. So we'll go around it sometime, you know, during harvest. You'll be seeing it anyhow, but I'm not gonna, my battery's almost dead, and I'm gonna call this a video. So we will see you in whatever the next one is. What the hell? Okay, Jeff, look, it's clean. Yes, you knew I was gonna clean it. And I wasn't gonna leave it with the road smuck on it. Now she's purty.